In this video, we are going to look at solving absolute value equations. But before we dive right in, a couple key reminders. The first being the absolute value symbol, which is the two vertical bars here. And another key reminder with absolute value is that it's actually measuring the distance between A and 0 on a number line. So this becomes important when we say the absolute value of A equals 4. What we're saying is the distance between A and 0 is 4. So on a number line, when I think about 0, and I want to think about where is A, well, most of us would say we're 4 spots over here at positive 4. But we need to start thinking about we could be 4 spots to the left and we could be at negative 4. So in reality, there are two solutions or two answers to this problem. The absolute value of A equals 4. Well, the solutions are 4 and negative 4. So I'm going to challenge you to keep thinking about that idea that we can have two solutions based on the fact that we could be to the left of 0 or to the right of 0. So let's jump in and take a look at some examples. So example 1 says the absolute value of x minus 3 equals 8. And that 8 is telling me that we are 8 spaces away from 0. So in reality, when we think of our number line, where are we located? Well, you could be, and I'm going to use this part inside the absolute value bars, the x minus 3 could be located at positive 8, but there is a second scenario, right? You could be to the left of 0, so I'm going to branch off to a second equation. Your x minus 3 could be located at negative 8. So that's a second equation that we're going to solve, and that's going to give us our second solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into solving mode here. I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and that is going to give me an answer of 11. On the other equation, I'm also going to add 3, but this time I'm going to get an answer of negative 5. And with solving, it's always important to check your solutions. So I am going to do that right below here. Now with the check, you want to go back to the original equation. So I'm going to use that absolute value. I'm going to plug my x number in. It's the 11. And then minus 3 equals 8. So I'm checking with the original equation here. Just plugging in my new value. And we're going to see, hopefully these both work out, but again, we won't know until we check. So let's go back to the pink equation. When I plug 11 in, 11 minus 3 is 8. And we know absolute value bars will take a positive quantity and keep it positive. So this does in fact check out. X equals 11. I'm super confident. Circle that answer. On the blue equation, if I plug negative 5 in, I'm going to get negative 8. And we know absolute value bars will take a negative value and turn it positive. So this one checks out as well. So circle that answer, x equals negative 5. Those are your two solutions. Those are the two numbers that will work when you plug them back in for x. So our second example is going to look very similar, but there is a small difference. You may have spotted it already, but if you notice right here, the absolute value bars have something a little extra, right? They have this minus 5 after it. So we want to start and get the absolute value bars alone before we do our split into the positive and negative equation. Okay, so we are going to get this 2x minus 7 inside the absolute value bars alone before we split. So in order to do that, I am going to add 5 to both sides. So my new equation becomes 2x minus 7 equals 9. Now what that's telling me is that we are 9 spaces away from 0. So when I go ahead and do my split here, I'm going to use 2x minus 7 equals 9, because that is one location, one place that I could be. On the other split, I'm going to use 2x minus 7, and I'm going to use negative 9, because we could be 9 spaces to the left. And we're going to go into solving mode here. Let's start with the pink. I'm going to go ahead and add 7 to both sides. So bring down this 2x, and that's 16. Divide by 2. Okay, looks like our first answer is 8. Let's hop on over to the blue equation and do the same steps here. We're going to add 7, bring down the 2x, so that equals negative 2, and divide. So my second x equals answer is negative 1. And just like the first example, we want to make sure that we are checking our solutions. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning. Remember that original equation. So absolute value bars 2, I'm going to plug in my x number is 8 minus 7, close the bars, minus 5 equals 4. So that's the full equation from the original problem. Okay, so inside these bars, 2 times 8, 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. And the bars will keep that as a positive 9. 9 minus 5 is in fact 4. So check. Confident on that first answer in pink, x equals 8. Let's do this one more time. So the bars, I need 2 times my other x value. That's a negative 1. Minus 7, close the bars, minus 5 equals 4. Okay, inside those bars, I'm going to have a negative 2 minus 7, so I'm going to have negative 9 minus 5, and the bars will take that negative 9 and turn it to positive 9. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Look at that. We've got 2 answers. The first one was 8. The second one was negative 1. Congratulations, you're solving an absolute value equation. Well done. So I do have a third example, a little bit of a challenge here. Yeah, I know, a lot going on, but I want you to keep in mind that same process. So just like in the previous example, notice the absolute value bars, they have a little extra stuff going on. So let's talk about some of that extra stuff, like the 2 out in front being multiplied by the absolute value bars. We're going to need to undo that. Also, this minus 8 over here, we're going to need to undo that. So let's start by getting the absolute value bars alone. Just like the last example, I'm going to start with that minus 8, and I am going to add 8 to both sides. Okay, so we still have 2 times the absolute value of 4 minus 5x equals 6. And then to undo that 2 times the absolute value, we're going to go ahead and divide by 2. Okay, not so bad. And now this looks a lot like our previous examples. Okay, so just a little bit of setup work. Remember, always get the absolute value bars by itself. Now I want you to split into the 2 equations. So notice the absolute value is equal to 3. So that means we are 3 spaces away from 0. So think on the number line, where could we end up? We could be at 3, we could be at negative 3. So I want you to actually pause the video, and I want you to try to set up your 2 equations and solve. See what 2 answers you can get. And don't forget, we want to check our solutions. So pause that video right now, give it a try. Okay, so we're checking back in. You gave it a go on your own. Did you get answers of 1/5 and 7/5? And yes, I checked it out. They should both work. So hopefully you got those two answers. If not, pause the video, kind of scan back through my work compared to your work, and let's see if we can identify that mistake. Okay, so even if it gets really complicated, just know that you're going to get the absolute value bars alone first, then split into your two equations, and you're good to go. All right, so there is one more example. Slide that into the screen. So example 4, we have the absolute value of 3x plus 5, and then a plus 6 after that. So right away, kind of like the last one, I notice I have something here that I'm going to need to undo to get the bars by itself. So let's start with that. And I'm going to do a subtract 6 on both sides. Now you're like, Mrs. Miller, that last one was so challenging. What's the deal with this one? This seems pretty easy. And I would agree, it's got less going on than our previous example, but let's take a look. Right now we subtracted 6. We got the absolute value bars by themselves. So we're about ready to split in our two equations. So you've got this absolute value quantity equal to -4. So that means we are -4 spaces away from 0. What? You're going to move -4 spots on the number line. Wait a minute. You're thinking, I can't do that. Can I really move -4 spaces? No, 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 no. We can't move -4 spaces. And if that seems funny to you, it should. Remember, the absolute value bars always come out to a positive number, or at least 0, right? So it's always positive or 0, but it's not negative. So if you see your absolute value bars equal to a negative quantity, that should be sort of a red flag. Um, it's not possible. This is actually a no solution. So it's one of those special cases that I want you to look for. And it's only when your absolute value bars are isolated. So you got to do all the prep work. And if you see that they're equal to a negative number, you can stop right there. It's a no solution. Now, worst case scenario, if you did continue to solve to get an x equals answer, you should check your answer. Remember, checking will help you decide. In this case, any x equals answer you would have solved to get, it would not have checked out. So that would also lead you to this no solution here. But there is kind of that shortcut way to recognize it sooner. So be on the lookout for when your absolute value bars are equaling a negative quantity. Recognize it right away. No solution. Voila, you're done. So that's your special case to look out for. And you are good to go solving absolute value equations. Nice job. Thanks for watching.